Title: The Night of Reckoning. In the small town of Yumyuk, nestled deep in the southeastern forests of Nigeria, there lived a man named Chief Obinna Ada. Outwardly, Chief Obinna was a wealthy businessman, known for his opulent lifestyle, lavish parties, and a mansion that towered over every other building in the village. No one could truly trace the source of his wealth, but they dared not ask. He was feared as much as he was respected. Unknown to the villagers, Chief Obinna was involved in money rituals, dark occult practices that required human sacrifice. For years, people had mysteriously gone missing in and around Yumyuk, travelers, beggars, even local youths. The police never found any solid leads, and some even suspected that Chief Obinna had connections that kept him untouchable. But evil has a limit. One rainy night, as thunder cracked across the sky, Chief Obinna drove his tinted black Jeep into the thick forest behind the village. In the boot of his car was a young man, barely 20, unconscious, bound and gagged. The boy had come to Chief Obinna looking for a job, desperate to provide for his sick mother. Obinna had lured him with promises of riches, just as he had done to others before. With a shovel in hand and a lantern hanging from a branch, Obinna began digging a shallow grave. The ritual was to be completed before dawn. What he didn't know was that the vigilante group, recently formed by villagers tired of living in fear, had been tailing him for weeks. That night, led by Okri the hunter, they had tracked his car through the muddy paths. As Chief Obinna whispered incantations in a strange language and prepared to slit the boy's throat, a sharp voice cut through the night. "Hold it there, Chief Obinna." Startled, Obinna turned and was immediately blinded by multiple torchlights. At least a dozen men surrounded him with Dane guns, machetes, and fury in their eyes. "You think we didn't know? You think the gods would let this continue?" Okri shouted, stepping forward. Obinna tried to run, but the vigilantes were quicker. They pinned him down, uncovered the half-buried bodies nearby, and took photographs as evidence. The young man, barely conscious, was rescued and carried out of the forest. The next morning, the entire village gathered in disbelief as the once revered Chief Obinna was paraded through the streets in chains. Shouts of anger and sorrow filled the air. Mothers who had lost their sons, siblings who had cried themselves to sleep without answers. That night, the vigilante group turned him over to the authorities, with evidence so damning no bribe or influence could save him. He was sentenced to death after a public trial. Since that day, no one went missing again in Yumyuk. And in the forest where Chief Obinna once performed his evil acts, the villagers planted a tree, a reminder that no matter how long darkness reigns, justice will eventually rise with the morning sun.